Oh yeah. Back at it.
Oh yeah!
I mean, look at that. Would you just look at it? Biggest pattern, one piece. Well, I mean, it will be one piece out of metal. It's about 17 pieces of paper, but you get the idea. Biggest piece I've done so far. Hopefully, it'll connect from here all the way up there. That's the goal. We'll see. All right, let's fire up the air compressor and fire up the plasma cutter. See if we can't burn this place down, because that is my furnace right there, and it's got a slight gas leak. And I'm gonna have to cut this right here because this is way too heavy for me to move. Safety first, people. Well, as you can see, the steel decided to change positions on me. Now I can't get that sucker back up. But I got the piece. She's cut. Now I'm gonna clean up the slag that the plasma cutter leaves. It leaves kind of a rough edge. Clean up some of that stuff, and then we'll test fit it. Pretty happy with the fit. It does bow out a little bit right there. It must be a little bit too long, but at this point I'm not going to pull that piece back off just to make it a little bit shorter. I'm going to try to keep clamping it as I go up and see if I can take that little bow out, but I'm going to go ahead and start tack welding it up. Had to cut it a little bit. Okay. Just a little. Just took my cutoff wheel, was able to get it in there and slice about a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch off. Really helped take that bow out of there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Got a little short here, but this kind of stuff it's really hard to get it all perfect unless you're going to sit there and spend 2 months wrapping a frame. Still not get it perfect. No, unless you're going to spend just days making a pattern and trimming everything to fit, or have everything laser cut. It's really hard to get everything perfect. So something like this, what I'll do is when I make this top plate, I'll make it just a hair longer, and I'll roll the edge of it down to help meet that up. I mean, even if that other plate butted right up against the edge of this, that's not unrealistic to fill that in with weld. So it's kind of nice when you're doing the plates to be able to weld the plates to the edge of the frame and the plate. So when you got two plates meeting, it's kind of nice to see the edge exposed a little, so your weld actually cuts into your factory frame and you kind of weave the two pieces together. That should, in theory, in my mind, that should help improve the strength of the wrap. Because you've seen me bending this stuff. It's not like it's superhuman strength. That's pretty thick pretty thick steel. I mean, it's 3/16. Some people use a quarter. The bend strength of that metal it's not very high. The factory frame tubes, even though they're not as thick as the steel that I'm putting on here, overall the design of them, the way that they're stamped and not welded seams, the way they actually roll over, is stronger than just a 3/16 plate. That's just the way that they built these cars is stronger. Mild steel in general isn't that strong. So the biggest strength you're going to get from it is your strength this way. Just keep that in mind. I'm not an engineer. I'm just doing what makes sense to me. So progress. Doing it, making it happen. I'm going to go to bed for a little bit, wake up tomorrow, and get back at it. Oh yeah, I got that piece of steel up. I think I broke something. I think I pulled something on my back. Back at it. Another day. So I've been out here for a little bit. Went ahead and just knocked out the other side. Just knocked it out real quick, you know. No big deal. Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm going to do the top of the frame on both sides. Hopefully get that done tonight. That's my goal. Something I found pretty useful when I was doing these really long patterns on the sides is just cut out a bunch of like 4.5 or 5-inch strips of paper. You just lay them out on your frame where it's going. And wherever you come up short, make sure you fill in all the gaps and overlap it. I'm probably going to try to see if it makes sense to go ahead and have one piece that comes up here. I don't know. It might not make any sense to do that. I might end up redoing all that. So, but we'll see. I might end up making a piece. We'll have to just wait and see. So here I am editing my video, the video you're watching right now. And I try to upload all the footage that I had from everything you've just seen basically was Friday night, Saturday night. Try to upload everything from Sunday and none of it will upload. So that's awesome. It's there on the memory card. It just won't upload. So we lost some footage. But let me rewind a little bit, act like this is Sunday. I definitely failed. My goal Saturday night was to put these two pieces on. Yeah, that didn't happen. Something weird happened to me Saturday night. I Googled it, all my symptoms, and I was like, my eyes feel really heavy and I'm slow and stuff's not making a whole lot of sense. And they said I was tired. I think it's tired. Is that how it's pronounced? Said something about being tired, and they said try this thing called sleep. It's like where you go in a bed and you turn the lights off and you sit there, you lay there actually with your eyes closed, and then all of a sudden it's morning and it's time to get up. And that seemed to help pretty well actually. So if you guys ever get tired, go to sleep. That's what happened to me. So I did not do it. So I had to come back out here on Sunday. Let me give you guys a little shot of that top plate because I was kind of unsure how I was going to do that, but it worked out pretty well. I added that in, but Sunday I came back through and made another one. Pretty sweet. Happy with that. Glad to have that done. Well, not all the way done. As you can see, I'm just tack welding it on to hold it. That's what happened to me Saturday. I don't know if it's ever happened to anybody else, but it was weird. First time anything like that's happened. One thing I did get this weekend. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Found a sweet deal on this sucker. Tree fitty. That's not what I paid for it. That's what the engine is. Rebuilt. Supposed to be rebuilt. I mean, it looks like it's been rebuilt. If it hasn't been rebuilt, then somebody just took a stupid amount of time to clean it up and paint it. But it's got some goodies on it, and it's complete too, which is cool. It's got a nice carburetor on it, Edelbrock intake manifold, alternator, water pump, everything. So the 283 is going to be put on hold. I'm going to hang on to it, but it was it's just an old original motor. It's supposed to run, so I might just save it for another project down the road or something like that, or try to get it running and try to sell it. I'm sure I can get more out of it with it running. But I do have a 2-speed power glide bolted onto that I'm going to use on the 350. I'm not a huge fan of the Chevy red because it's not red, it's orange. I'll probably end up painting it, which is kind of a shame because somebody took a lot of time to make this thing orange. I just don't think it's going to fit with the theme I'm going for. Probably end up painting it. But yeah, super excited to have this. That's going to make life a lot easier. Hopefully there's no issues with it. That's progress for the weekend. Doing it. Making it happen. All day. Twice a day. Ran out of wire again. I got more. Oh, and I made this thing. I haven't used it yet because I ran out of wire. I'm trying to finish welding up that bottom one, but still need to finish up that. And that's a hydraulic C-clamp, so I'll be able to push the metal up in the frame rails. It should help a lot with like bending the metal around the arches there. Hopefully. So yeah.